Hey everybody, it's Mark, DoctorDeadwax, and it's time for After the Dig 4, I believe. Um, well, everybody loves the beer talk. First, Murphy Stout. Cheers. Sorry, Chris, no Cascade. Dixieland Farm only drinks, I believe, Children's Tears, so he never has the Cascade at home, so I like to film the Cascade and show it to him, but not today, Chris. Maybe I'll edit in a previous Cascade. Anyway, today we have in Canada here we have this thing called Kijiji. It's an online classified site. Basically the same idea as Craigslist. Like Craigslist, ultimately it's owned by eBay. Um, and somebody advertised records for sale. He said they were in really good condition. You know, you never know what the hell you're going to get. I called the guy, talked to him on the phone. He seemed for real. He said he was selling off like personal records from his collection that he wasn't keeping. And so anyways, I went over and I had a look at them, and there really wasn't anything there for me. I think one record I bought I'm going to keep, but I mean the records weren't cheap. This wasn't a dollar sale, but everything he had was sleeved and near mint, and I bought 8 records and there isn't a mark on a single one of them, so I couldn't. I bought some interesting titles that I'll spin at some point. They'll go in the inbox. They'll sit in there for 3 years. I'll clean and spin them at some point, and ultimately I don't know if I'll keep any of these, but just you don't see records like this clean and titles that I don't see in the wild, so I picked them up. So anyway, here we go. First one is Kraftwerk Autobahn. I have this record, so I'm not going to keep this, but I mean the only thing this has is a hole punch, but it's just near mint, and this is a later pressing on the Elektra label, Canadian pressing. This is an amazing album. I have a Canadian pressing and I believe a UK pressing, and I think one or both are on Philips, so I know I have the first Canadian, so that's not for me. This is the one I'll probably end up keeping. This is a first Canadian pressing of The Slider by T-Rex on Reprise. Standard tan label Reprise. Again, just perfect clean record. Everything's in these lined paper sleeves with the poly line, so I mean the guy just took great care of his stuff, so I didn't have a problem actually paying money for this stuff. I've looked at 100,000 records in the past 2 years, and I've seen 1,000 records that were this clean. So 1% records these are. Next, about this, I don't know if this is of any value, but oh yeah, it was nice to get the Slider too, because I don't have any T-Rex or any Tyrannosaurus Rex, so it's kind of cool to get that finally in the collection. Metal on Metal by Anvil, but I bought this because it was a special tour album, not for sale. I believe this is a Canadian pressing, and I don't know if there's actually US pressing of this record, but it's on Attic Records. But it does have this interesting addition to the catalog number on the bottom, which is LAT 1130, and then US is added. So I'm wondering if this was given away or sold at US shows, or handed out as a promo on US shows. But it doesn't say like not for sale or anything on the labels, just on the cover. And I've seen this record, you know, many times, but I've never seen it with this, so I picked it up. Next is a band I buy everything I see from this band that isn't trash, but most everything you see from this band is trash, because I mean this is the kind of music people listen to when they like to party. And that is the Ramones, and this is Ramones It's Alive. This is a 2-record live set by the Ramones, and this is a Portuguese pressing on Elektra. I believe it's Elektra. No, sorry, it's Portuguese pressing on Sire. Just standard Sire labels that were probably worldwide in 1989, I think this came out in. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's 1979. And interesting, this has a slightly more flexible paper cover than a North American release, and it's matte. It doesn't have a gloss finish, but again, I mean, if you wanted to be really picky, you could call that cover VG+. But the vinyl's near mint, so near mint Ramones. And there was another near mint Ramones. This is Brain Drain. This is from 1989, and I've never seen this one in my travels before, so it was nice to pick up one. I have a bunch of Ramones. It does not personally appeal to me, but this is a U.S. pressing, first U.S. pressing, and this is an uncommon record. It gets a bit of money, so pretty good buy. Next, another guy I'm not all that into, but you just never see Iggy Pop records. I never see Iggy Pop records. So I picked it up. This is Iggy Pop's Party, and this has Bang Bang. I think that was the single that kind of hit, and this is on just on standard Arista label. But again, just perfect near mint vinyl in a near mint, you know, I don't know how you know, if you're really picky, you'd call this VG+. If you're, because it's got a little slight rub. If you're a eBay seller doesn't know how to grade, you'd call it like VG++++++++. And each plus stands for every extra dollar he wants for it over a VG Plus record. Next is Iggy Pop, New Values. Another Iggy Pop record. I mean, look at this. It's like gorgeous. Everything's its own in there. Again, this is just on standard Arista. This comes with the inner sleeves in there as well, but he recorded it to a tape and bagged it in its own sleeve and put it in an outer, and probably never played it again. So this is the other one that kind of interested me. I'm not a huge fan of the band, but I know that these are pretty uncommon. This is Guns N' Roses, Use Your Illusion 2, and this is a first US pressing on Geffen. 2 LPs, comes with a picture, inner sleeves. I don't think this was ever played on Geffen. This was from the CD era, was here by then. I think this is 1991. So we're definitely in the CD era. And so I grabbed that. Just a couple songs off here I remember. I'll listen to this. Civil War. I remember that. Heaven's Door. Knocking on Heaven's Door. Anyway, so, you know, how can you leave that? Even if it's not your bag. So that's what I picked up. I mean, I'll keep the T-Rex. I know I'm going to move the Kraftwerk on to somebody else. The rest of it will go in the inbox. Like I said, I'll listen to it one day, and when I do, I'll probably decide to get rid of it. And then last week I went out, had a quick dig one night. Went to a local store to get, it's like an audiophile store, to get new cleaning supplies and stuff for the guy I sold my VPI to, because he didn't have anything local to him, so I shipped them off to him. But I picked this up. This is a Simon and Bard group, Tear It Up with Ralph Towner. And I bought it because Ralph Towner's on it, and I have like a lot of releases from Ralph Towner on UCM. And I also bought it because it's on Flying Fish, which is a bit of a darling label with several people in the BC. So I thought I'd buy, it's the first Flying Fish I have, and a chance to grab something else that Ralph Towner's on. So that's after the Dig 4. A weird batch for me, like I said. Usually I buy records that I think I'll be really interested in, or things I've been looking for. But those today was just too good to leave behind. So cheers, everybody. Have a great day. Keep the record spinning.